Mic check, mic check. Hopefully you guys are able to hear me pretty good here. Now that I turn the volume down here, I'm about to switch over here so you guys can actually see me. Let's see. Oh no. Let's see. Do that again. Reactivate. All right, here we go. Welcome guys to the Meet Damien channel. I am Damien, and today's live stream we have Bitcoin close to all-time highs here, about to revisit the all-time highs. We're currently at $110,100 Bitcoin. Ethereum also doing pretty well here. We'll take a look at some of these cryptocurrencies here on coinmarketcap.com, so you guys can get an idea for like what's going on out there in the market. XRP at $2.31, BNB 667, Solana 161, up 5.68% today. Dogecoin at 19 cents, up 5% today. Tron 28 cents. Cardano 70 cents, up 5.4%. Hyperliquid is making it up there on the market cap. This thing's about almost $13 billion here. This one's trading at $38.72. Sui $3.42, up 6.28% today. Chainlink up 4.3%. Avalanche up 4.3%. It's been a good day overall for a lot of these cryptocurrencies, as you can see. And if I go back to the top here, you'll see that the fear and greed index is at 55. So people are still skeptical about this move up. And I get it. You know, after all the so-called altcoin seasons that we thought we were going to have, people are not, you know, excited about this move up on Bitcoin as they have been in previous cycles here, previous months here. And that's okay. That's good, because that means we have more room to go up to the upside to surprise everybody on Bitcoin and crypto. Okay. So yeah, I'm liking the fact that the Fair and Greed Index is at 55. Let's take a look at this. All right, Fair and Greed Index at 55. We're looking at Fair and Greed Index for like the past year now. Let's see. This is showing 64. I think that's an old reading, but we have seen Fair and Greed Index get up to as high as like 76 here. This is like back in May 22nd, and also May 11th. When Bitcoin was retesting, making new all-time highs in May. Okay, sentiment has been lower. We have seen Fear and Greed get down to like 19 back in April, right after tariffs Liberation Day. We've seen the sentiment low, but right now sentiment's neutral and about to get ready into going into greed and extreme greed. We haven't seen greed index get as high as what it was back here in November when we saw it at like 83, 87. But I think we might see that later on this year. Might even happen later on this month. Who knows? But I see a few of you guys have made it into the chat here. I see Rich is here, and John. Good to see you guys. Good to see you guys. Appreciate you coming into the live stream here. John's asking me, am I bullish? I am cautiously bullish, because you never know what could happen with some of these headlines in the news these days. I think what's really going on here, as far as like why we can be bullish, is U.S.-China trade deal. Let's go ahead and take a look at that real quick here. So far, right here, they're saying that U.S.-China trade minerals talks in London are set to extend to a second day, and Donald Trump is upbeat about it. So I think the fact that Donald Trump is upbeat means that the rest of the market can be upbeat about what's going on with the markets and the economy here. And yeah, I'm just cautiously optimistic and bullish right now. Yeah, I am cautiously bullish. It seems like this summer is going to be different than other summers. I don't know if that's going to change things here for us. You know, with these trade deals coming into play, if we get that U.S.-China trade deal in, and then we get maybe like India and Japan and some other trade deals in, Korea and stuff like that, South Korea, that's going to send the markets higher than what they already are. And Bitcoin's already near all-time highs, and so is like the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ here. Let's see. This saying that U.S. President Donald Trump on Monday put a positive spin on the talk, saying that they were going well, and he was only getting good reports from his team in London. So I think this is the reason why the markets are rallying, is because they're only getting good reports from London right now while they're talking with China about the trade deals here. Looks like when they asked about lifting export controls, Trump told reporters at the White House, "We're going to see." Okay, so you guys can look at that on your own time here. We're going to get back into the charts here, and we're going to see what Bitcoin's been up to, and then we're going to see what some of these other cryptocurrencies have been up to. And we're going to get ideas like where these cryptocurrencies can go next by looking at the charts here. And if you guys want to start putting in your requests, you can start putting in requests, and then I'll look at your cryptocurrencies, and I'll even look at your stocks too, because I know stocks are doing pretty well and they're trading starting today. So let's have at it. All right. So right now, Bitcoin's currently trading at $110,000. Okay. And here in the daily time frame, you know, we had a nice green bullish candle here on Monday. That really sent us, kind of got the bulls started here in a frenzy. We're up like 4.27% today on Bitcoin. Daily candle for this just closed like 15 minutes ago. We have a new candle here. Looks like we're kind of in the red right now because we started off at 110,300 bucks here on Bitcoin. Got up to like 110,325, but now we're, you know, currently below. We're like $300 below that right now. But yeah, daily time frame looking good. You know, RSI, right, is at 62. 0.84. Look at the MACD, guys. Here, this is really good to see. The selling pressure has come to an end. All this red that we had, you know, we even had red going into May here when Bitcoin was making new all-time highs. But this little correction, I think, is over now, and we're starting to get a green candle here on the MACD. Could this be the beginning of another bull run here for Bitcoin? If you look at the market cipher B, we had a green dot here. This green dot came in on Sunday saying that you should have been buying Bitcoin yesterday, and you would have caught this move right here. So market cipher B was like a little cheat sheet, and it told you that this green candle was coming. It gave you the buy dot here on Sunday here, and you would have caught that nice move up on Bitcoin. Okay, if you just use market cipher B as your cheat sheet. Okay, so I still like using market cipher B because it helps me confirm whether I should be bullish or bearish. And yes, I am bullish as long as I see that green dot. Now, unfortunately, after a green dot will come a red dot, and there will be a red dot. But like, when will we see a red dot for Bitcoin? Is Bitcoin going to push up to higher prices here? Because I do have a Fibonacci analysis here that says that Bitcoin, right, the 1618 is saying that we can get up to like 131 grand on Bitcoin. We're only about, what, $21,000 away from that? Could that happen this month or sometime in July? I think with trade deals come into play, and so much money on the sidelines here, a lot of people got burned back in March and April. I feel like this money's going to come in during the summer months, and we might not get the summer lull that we normally get on every summer with cryptocurrencies and the stock market. This might be, I hate to say it, guys, but this time might be different. It really might, just because we never had a Donald Trump, you know, who was forcing everybody to make trade deals and suppress the markets all throughout the spring here, only for us to then try to regain what we lost in the spring and then some. And the fact that these tariffs didn't really hit us yet, I mean, that's the reason why the markets have been down, but we really haven't been hit by tariffs, except for like some tariffs on China have been hitting us. But that could also get erased with this trade deal. That looks like we're about to get a trade deal tomorrow, when the U.S.-China trade delegates are done talking to each other here. So I think that's the reason why Bitcoin's getting bullish here, and that's the reason why I still have a price target of about $131,000 on Bitcoin. Okay. Yeah. Downside target, I mean, if we were to go down for some reason, if we were to get bad news from the trade deal, then I think we could revisit that 0.618 level all over again at $100,000 Bitcoin. I still think $100,000 Bitcoin will be defended, okay? Just because it's a psychological number for most people. You know, a lot of people were disappointed that they weren't able to get Bitcoin below 100 grand, and they thought that was going to happen this weekend, and it didn't. But if we do become more bearish for some reason, we get some bad news, and maybe the trade deals don't fall apart. I mean, if the trade deals fall apart and we actually get tariffs, and Donald Trump decides to be vindictive and actually put tariffs on these countries, then yeah, we could come down to the 0.5 retracement level here at $96,000 Bitcoin, and we could see, you know, Bitcoin come down to the 200-day moving average, this red line at $95,000 Bitcoin. So I think that's still in play. Anything's still possible, right? Nothing is certain. We only have probabilities here, but the probability right now is saying that we're going to go up rather than go down, and we might actually be getting a trade deal sometime this week, maybe even tomorrow. All right. Let's see. We got Rich and LNE. All right. Appreciate you guys hitting that like button. Don't forget to hit the like button if you haven't already. And then let me see what my TikTok guys are doing here. Guys, a little bit quiet today on TikTok. That's all right. That's all right. I'm going a little bit on a different time slot here, so I think some of my guys who usually come in the afternoon, they're not in yet. But who knows, if they're still on their TikTok, they might actually see me pop up on their TikTok feed here. But yeah, that's Bitcoin in a nutshell. We can always go back to it. Let's take a look at some of the other cryptocurrencies here. Like, we'll take a look at Ethereum. Ethereum is very interesting here. Okay, let me just get rid of some of these indicators here. but Ethereum has been in this bull flag for the longest time, trading anywhere between like $2,300, $2,400 up to like as high as like $2,700, $2,600, $2,700. And I think I mean, look at this. We're about to be $2,700 Ethereum soon here. We're trading at $26.96 right now, up $15 for tonight. But we were up about $170 here on Monday. Ethereum went up 6.79% for the day. Clearly got above this 200-day moving average. This 200-day moving average, this red line, has been acting as resistance. Can we actually get a daily candle close above the 200-day moving average for Ethereum? We'll have to see. I mean, we haven't been able to do that. Every time Ethereum gets above the 200-day moving average, it gets sent right back down. Okay, we get up, we peek our head above it, and then we get put right back down into our place here. Peeked above it again here on May 29th and got taken down again. Now it looks like Ethereum is going to try, and it has a good start. And if we get some good news tomorrow about China trade deal, then I think we're going to finally stay above the 200-day moving average here on Ethereum. And then we have to think about like what are the next price targets for Ethereum. Going to the upside here, I do have the 1618 still at $33.90 for Ethereum. We could see a $3,300, $3,400 Ethereum in the near future here. And I see Rich's says he's in an Ethereum long 50x, up 60%. That's good to see that you're up on Ethereum there, Rich. I actually have Ethereum long going myself here. I might do some more trading live here with you guys, but I got in here at like Ethereum at 25.59. And right now Ethereum is currently trading at $2,714 on the CME futures. And I'm up a nice $155 there on the P&L. I also did some other trading. I'm up $244 altogether for this exchange right here. But yeah, Ethereum is doing pretty well for me as well. I'm thinking about getting back into some longs here, but I'm trying to see if I can get the dips. And I might even do like a hedge short just in case, you know, things fall apart with the China trade deal here. I'm a little bit. I'm not too sure. I think we're all waiting on the China trade deal news tomorrow before we can get even more bullish here. But yeah, I think I might try to look for a trade with you guys here on the live stream. But let's start looking at some of the other cryptos here, and I'll come back to we'll do some live trading after this. Rich. Yeah, you know, I just went light on the leverage and I picked up price, and you know, I'm still in that trade from I believe I started that yesterday on the Ethereum trade there. But yeah, you know, when you're light on the leverage, you don't really have to sweat bullets. You can keep your stop loss pretty loose, and you don't have to worry about them, you know, hunting for your stop loss there. And I think that's why I'm still in this trade here, because I stayed light on the leverage, light on the position, and a loose stop loss. Because you just don't know. Anything can change here. Alright. Hopefully the volume's not too loud. I turned the volume down. Hope you guys are able to hear me still. Hopefully we have a good live stream here. Let me just do a quick sound check here so I can hear what I sound like. Alright, that sounds good. Rich wants me to take a look at Pepe. Sure, we can take a look at Pepe. Why not? Pepe USD. Pepe currently trading at 12.88, up 1.6%, but I believe that's 1.6% in the last 30 minutes here. Let me go ahead and get rid of some of this previous chart work here. I'll even get rid of this these moving averages here. And what are we looking at? What are we looking at? All right, so Pepe on Monday here, up 8.48% today. That's very nice. Doing better than Bitcoin. Okay, that's good to see. And what do we got here? What do we got? What do we got? So I do have some previous Fibonacci analysis here that shows me the levels to be looking for Pepe. Looks like Pepe is just above its 0.618 level. I don't know if you can really see this. I have to zoom in here a little bit, but yeah, there's the 0.618 at 12.56. Okay, stay above that level, and then we can start talking about maybe the 0.786 level at 1382 will be the next price target for Pepe. That's the level that Pepe was trading at back here in late May. And then maybe we can see if we can get back to the highs back here in May of like 1542. Let me go ahead and turn on the indicators here now, the oscillators. See what the RSI is doing on Pepe. RSI is at 55.35, so that's good to see here. It has room to go higher before it becomes overbought. Selling pressure is also dying down just like it did with Bitcoin. And you might get a MACD flip later on this week where you start getting green candles, and that would just be indicating that there's more buying pressure coming into Pepe here. And then looking at the stochastic RSI is in the middle ground. It's at 59. It's not really low or high. It's just in the middle. But that gives me reason to believe that we can still go to higher prices here. The stochastic RSI is not even that high yet on the daily time frame. And then here on Market Cipher B, it says that you should have been buying Pepe today. You get the green dot that just came in on Market Cipher B. So congratulations if you bought some Pepe. It seems like you have the green light to go to higher prices here, according to Market Cipher B. So I think Pepe will be going up to higher prices here. But we'll take a look at the downside targets. If for some reason, right, I'm just trying to try to get a bearish case here. We did make a higher high than this last high here at 1297. Looks like we got as high as, oh, actually, nope, never mind. We need to get above that high here. So we need to get above this high to indicate that we're still making higher highs here on Pepe. If this ends up being, you know, rejected for some reason, this could end up becoming a double top and we could go to low prices. Low prices says that the 0.382 could come back into play, where Pepe could be at 1078 all over again here. And then you got the 0.236 retracement that never came into play here, but that could also come into play. You got a 969 price target on Pepe if it does decide to come down. We still have to be wary. You know, we don't know what's going to happen with the U.S.-China trade deal. We don't know what's going to happen on Wednesday with the CPI report and the PPI on Thursday. There's still some reason to be cautious about being too bullish here. But yeah, I mean, there are reasons to be bullish as well. And the market has been suppressed for a while now. I think Pepe could go up to higher prices, more likely than it will go down to lower prices here. Your Pepe just hit take profit. You had it on the demand line. Okay. And it just broke out. Were you looking at like the 1 hour or 4 hour time frame? Because let me go ahead and take a look at that, see what you mean by demand, your demand line here. Looks like if I just connect the dots here from the highs. Oh yeah, I see what you mean by that. Yeah, it looks like Pepe did just started to break out of this downtrend that it's been in. Just connecting those highs here. It looks like you're getting that right now on Pepe. As I start to zoom in here. So yeah, I understand why you put your take profit at this level. It's a level that we haven't been at since back here in on June 3rd here. Looking at the 4 hour time frame. You might see something like this, right? When we break out, what you really want to see ideally is you want to see the breakout, go up to higher prices, come back, maybe revisit the downtrend here, reject it, and then start going up to higher prices again. That's how you get a confirmation that you could put another buy limit order somewhere in this area right here, and you can put your stop loss right below that downtrend here. Okay, that downtrend line, and it's just a small stop loss, but you could just add to your position and continue riding this thing up to higher prices if it does do something like this. But the funny thing about crypto is that sometimes we never get these retests. Well, I mean, this is the ideal situation, but this doesn't mean that it's actually going to happen here. We just, you know, skyrocket up to like maybe like 2,000 on the price for Pepe here, and never actually get a chance to to retest this downtrend. But that would be the ideal situation. That would just reconfirm to a lot of investors and professional traders out there that this downtrend is no longer in play anymore, and we can actually become bullish here and stay bullish on Pepe. Let's see. You said Ethereum is now up 112% for you? That's interesting. I'm a little bit curious because I'm actually in a Solana trade on Mexi Exchange. Let me see if I can pull that one up here. Let's see how my Solana trade's doing. I have to sign in. Okay. All right. All right. I gotta turn on my VPN. I haven't turned that one on yet. But anyways, I could always go back to that later. Actually, you know what? Let me go ahead and turn the VPN right now, since I made it this far, right? Oh my god. Now it wants me to do this code again? Alright, hold on a second here. The things I gotta do. I guess I should probably fire this up before I start streaming here. But here we go. Just want to see how my trade is doing here. Should have fired this up from the beginning, get-go, but whatever. Here we are. Okay, so I'm in a Solana 50x long. Jesus, can you stop it with the advertisements? Oh my god, it's usually never this bad, guys. I'm sorry about that. It's usually never that bad. Anyways, here we are back here on the live stream. So my liquidation price is at 150. I got in at 155 for Solana. Fair price right now is 100. Solana's currently trading at 161 bucks, and I am up about 193% on my Solana trade. Currently about a $243 of unrealized profits on my Solana trade. And yeah, let's get into let's look at Solana. Come on, let's look at that. We want to look at that chart. So here we are, just trading on Mexi. Hope you guys are able to see the price there. Will you stop it? Siri thought I was talking to it. Oh, stop it, Siri. All right. All right, yeah, you guys can see the price. $161 is where Solana is currently trading at. I'm looking at the 15-minute chart for Solana. I got in right over here. About $155 was my buy order for Solana. Let's see. Yeah, I did that earlier today, around 3 o'clock this afternoon. Yeah. Yeah. And where can I see Solana going? Well, I guess I should probably go into my trading view chart here. Let's go into Solana. Let's take a look. So Solana, getting rid of this. I want to see Solana get up to like about $163. Probably where it's going to get its near-term resistance level. So I'll highlight that for you guys. 163 bucks should be a take profit target for Solana. But if you want to push it up a little bit further, you could push it up to like 167, which is where the 786 retracement level's at. So you can probably put that as another take profit target. And if you want to push the trade a little bit further, then we do have some trading action, some sideways trading action at $175. But we did see Solana also get up to as high as about $187. So I'm actually trying to push that trade up to 185 bucks here, guys. Believe it or not. Rich is like, get yourself together, Damien. Yeah, I know. I need to be better prep, but whatever. I wasn't really thinking I was gonna be showing my Mexi trades here, but here I am doing it right now for you guys. But let's see what we got here for the live stream. So I give you the upside targets for Solana. I think Solana could go up to 185 bucks, but it could probably go further than that. We got the 1618 saying that Solana could get up to $234. And if I turn on the moving averages here and go into the daily time frame, we do have the 200-day moving average sitting at $177. That could give us some resistance going forward. But if Solana can get above the 200-day moving average, flip it into support instead of resistance, then I don't see why Solana can't get up to higher prices here. Let me just give you the moving averages. If we turn on the VRVP now, we have the value area high sitting at 219 bucks. That could be a resistance area before we get up to 234. Okay, that for some reason $219 was a sticking point level here, where a lot of traders were buying and selling Solana at 219 bucks. So whoever bought it here in like January and December of last year, they're probably going to want to sell and break even on their Solana when it gets to 219. Okay, just to say that they didn't lose money on Solana. Rich is saying resistance at $186. Well, let's see. There's a little bit of resistance. There's a little bit of high volume node here on the VRVP at $185, $186. That makes sense, right? Let's see. Looking at some previous candle wicks here, we have a candle wick low that got it down to 176, and that's not really 186, but like, yeah, let's see. Yeah, you got some sideways trading action here back in December, where Solana was trading at 186 bucks. So I think these people who want to get out and just break even, they're probably going to sell their Solana at 186 bucks. Yeah. So I think that's where I plan on selling my Solana trade on Mexi. I'm up a good amount on that one, but I think I can push the trade a little bit higher. I think we're just getting started, especially if we get some trade deals going on here. I think we're just getting started, to be honest. Let me see what my my TikTok guys are saying here. Solana. Okay, yeah, we talked about Solana. All right, let's talk about one of Solana's competitors here. We'll talk about Sui. You see, Sui currently trading at $3.45 right now. And I got the VRVP open here. And I also got a Fibonacci analysis. I'll go ahead and hide the Fibonacci for now. Actually, I'll just go ahead and delete it for now. Sui is trying to get back to this value area high. I want to see Sui flip this value area high from an area of resistance to an area of support. Right now, that value area high is sitting at $3.60, 58 cents, around that area. So we'll see. I think Sui can probably go up another 10 cents here, 10 or 15 cents before it gets some resistance. And if you get past that area, then there's a gap in the VRVP, and then we have some more resistance here at the $3.90 level for Sui, where Sui was trading at back in middle of May here. And as I start to zoom out and gather more data, the VRVP is going to change on me a little bit here. But you'll see that once we get past basically $3.90 and $4, we'll probably not get any more resistance until like $4.60 on Sui, according to the VRVP here. And that's where a lot of people were trading back in January. They were trading Sui at $4.60, $4.70, somewhere even as high as like $5 for Sui. I still think Sui can get up to $5 here, and I'll show you why. I'll go ahead and do the Fib analysis here now. Measuring from the top here, where Sui was at high as $4.29, down to the we'll take it right to the bottom here, where we saw like $1.70 Sui back in April, right? Yeah, $1.71. The 1618 is saying that Sui could get up to like $5.89, which would be a new all-time high. Sui's never been that high. We saw Sui as high as like 537 in January. Okay, so I think the 1618 is saying that we could see a 589, possibly a $6 Sui in the near future here. And I do like the fact that Sui, right, kind of almost in like a falling wedge pattern here. Let me see. Let me just draw that out. Connecting the lows here. And I'll connect the high. So Sui's kind of almost breaking out of this falling wedge pattern that has been in since the middle of May here. And we know that with falling wedges, they usually break out to the upside, and it's a bullish pattern. So, yeah, I believe Sui is ready to start going to higher prices here. Now, let's just look at the oscillators, because I don't want to say it's ready just by looking at the candles alone. Let's see what the oscillators have to say here. Right now, the RSI is 51 on Sui, so it has room to go higher before it's considered overbought. MACD, selling pressure is dying down on Sui, so we can start to be a little bit bullish on Sui because of that. Interestingly enough, RSI is kind of high on Sui, but that doesn't mean that the stochastic RSI can't stay high. Okay, this thing could continue staying high as we continue being overbought on Sui. And then you had your green dot come in on Saturday saying that you should have been buying Sui on Saturday, and you would have caught the nice move here on Monday. Alright, so Market Cypher B says you have the green light to go buy some Sui if you want to. At least on the daily time frame here. Alright guys, don't forget to hit that like button. Appreciate you guys hitting the like button. And if you have any requests, go ahead and put in requests. I can also talk about stocks as well if you have a stock you want me to look at. And we can talk about crypto as well. We've been talking about crypto. We've been talking about Bitcoin, Solana, Sui, Ethereum. We looked at Pepe as well. Rich wants to look at Kaspa. Okay. Let's take a look at Kaspa. Guys, I plan on being on this stream for like the next hour or two here, so we've been live streaming for about roughly 30-40 minutes, I believe. So I probably got another hour in me. Try to live stream until 10 o'clock East Coast time here. Looking at Kaspa, trading at 9 cents, just above 9 cents, at 0.0914 pennies, up 1.5% tonight. Very good, very good. Let me get rid of the indicators here for now. And you see that Kaspa here on Monday went up 3.98%. I don't think that was as good as Bitcoin. It's a little bit below Bitcoin's performance here, but still trying its best to go for higher prices here. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Looks like I see a double bottom here for Kaspa. That's good to see, right? We have a bottom here at 0.079 pennies. And another one at 0.0796 pennies. So you got yourself your double bottom here. And how I normally measure double bottoms is I just measure in between the two bottoms, there should be a high. And you measure from where the bottoms are at to the high in between the two bottoms. And you take that measured move and you put it up to on top of the high in between the two bottoms. And that gives you a measured move target price for your double bottom here. We should see this blue number here, 0.10369 pennies here for Kaspa. And I think that coincides with this Fibonacci number here, 0.1047 pennies here. So I would start putting your take profit target at this level, 0.103 and 0.104. I'll go ahead and put a line there for you. Take profit, right? We're going to call this take profit. Oh, no. I thought I had that in there. Hey, come on. Take profit. Alright, so you can take profit here on your Kaspa when it gets up to this level. That should be your first take profit target. At 0.104 penny level here. Then you got the 786 retracement. Could be another take profit at 0.116 pennies. And then, of course, you're looking to see if you can retest the highs here back in May, where we got as high as 0.13 pennies here, right? 13 cents. But could Caspa go higher than that? Of course it could, right? You get the 1618 saying that Caspa could get up to like 17.5 cents, and you should definitely be selling your Caspa at that point because you're basically doubling your money. I feel like for a lot of these cryptos here, you're gonna most likely double your money, and when you do, you should be taking profit. Let's look at the oscillators now here. Oscillator for the RSI for Caspa is at 46, so it's just above its I'm not even sure what I want to say. Yeah, so it's above the bearish control zone. You're starting to get into neutral ground here. When you're in the 50s for RSI, you're pretty much neutral, and then when you get like 60 to 70, you're in like the bullish control zone for the RSI. So we're steadily getting into neutral to considering being bullish on the RSI. MACD is selling pressure is starting to die down, just like a lot of these other cryptos. Stochastic RSI is starting to creep up to higher levels here. Be on the lookout for that, but that doesn't mean that it can't stay high. And then you got your Market Cipher B saying that this green dot says you should have been buying Caspa on Saturday. All right. Oh, you've been mining Caspa. All right. That's one way to do it. Hopefully it's still a profitable venture for you. Are you using like a GPU miner, Rich? Or how are you doing the mining there? I'm a little bit curious. Looks like my TikTok guys, you guys are still there, but you guys are keeping quiet though. Alright. So we looked at Caspa. Downside target, right? You could revisit the lows here. If you did revisit the lows, I would give up on Caspa and put a stop loss at like roughly 0.077 pennies here. Because if this gets invalidated, this whole move up gets invalidated, then there might be something wrong with this thing, and you're still in the downtrend. So I would probably put the stop loss at 0.077 pennies, and I would not have anything to do with Caspa if this is gonna fail for you. You have an ASIC. Wow. Okay, at a hosting facility. So I'm assuming that's not at your house. But that's good. That's good. That's good to hear. That's interesting. I always find crypto miners to be fascinating people, and I never got into it myself. I thought about it years ago, but I talked to a guy who used to mine Ethereum, and he said, you know what, with the amount of electricity and money that I spent on equipment and spending money on electricity and everything, he said he felt like it would have been more profitable for him to just buy Ethereum instead of trying to mine Ethereum. So after he told me that, I was like, all right, I'm just gonna stick to buying Ethereum on the exchanges. Oh, okay. The facility has cheaper electricity. Okay, that's one way to do it. Let's take a look at Avalanche, and then we'll take a look at Cardano after that. AVAX Avalanche currently trading at $22. Looking at the daily time frame here, Avalanche went up 4.27% on Monday, and we're getting a little bit of a green candle here on Tuesday, or Tuesday night. This is considered Tuesday night for most of the world right now. I know some of you guys are still in Monday night, but we go off of Universal Coordinated Time, and that's the time in Greenwich, England here. And yeah. Right now it's 12 o'clock their time, 8 o'clock East Coast time here. But anyways, long story short, getting back to Avalanche here. Nice to see these green candles showing up here for Avalanche. Could this continue going forward? I think we're coming up on some resistance right now for Avalanche. I see some candlewick body closes and opening. near the $22 level here. So I think we're right at resistance for Avalanche. We would need Bitcoin to start making new all-time highs for AVAX to continue going higher. I did have a previous uptrend here that it violated. Let's see. I think going forward, I see this being the next take profit target for Avalanche, 27 bucks. If I turn on the VRVP, I bet you would agree with me. Oh yeah, you got the POC at $25.82. And you, of course, you got some more high volume here at $27. So Avalanche, if it does continue getting past 22 bucks, you got to get past $25 area where you got a high volume node, and then $27 is going to be high volume. But once you get past $27, look at this, the VRVP volume ends up dropping on Avalanche. This thing could shoot up once it gets past 27, 28 bucks here. And then your next area of resistance could be 32 bucks. But most likely you'll get a lot of resistance at 35 bucks for Avalanche. Looking at the VRVP data here. Let me go ahead and turn the moving average and see what the moving average is doing to Avalanche. Moving averages showing resistance could come in at the 100-day moving average at $23.63. And 200-day moving average is sitting at $28.55. That should also be some resistance. Although by the time this price gets up to the 200-day moving average, it's probably going to coincide with this level here at 27 bucks. That's why I still think 27 bucks is a good take profit target for Avalanche. Rich is saying you think AVAX will be really big in the future with the gaming industry, and you think $22 years from now will seem cheap. Probably. I used to have a position in Avalanche, but I round tripped that thing, and unfortunately, and then I decided to get into other cryptos like Sui instead. But back in the beginning of like 2024, I was in Avalanche. Of course, Avalanche got up as high as what, like 57 bucks, 65 bucks. But I was of the belief that Avalanche was going to continue going up to like 200 bucks, like it did back here in 2021. Right? How high did Avalanche get up to? Did it only got up as high as 100? All right, yeah, my bad. I thought it's 200. I thought Avalanche was gonna go higher, but looks like the highest price it got up to was like 145 bucks. But yeah, I thought like we could see $140 Avalanche when this thing was chilling at like 65 bucks in 2024. And I just don't know why I wasn't able to do that. I think the narrative started to become AI and AI agents, and money that would have went into Avalanche started pouring into like virtuals and AI16Z and Echelon Prime and some of these other AIXBT, and then the meme coins. The meme coins were also pretty big back in like December of 2024. So I think some of that money would have went into Avalanche had it not been for all these meme coins and the AI coins. Oh, so you round tripped it too. Yep. Yeah, I remember them talking about off the grid. Yeah, that was a big thing. I had a video. One of my previous videos or live streams, I was talking about Avalanche going up to $140 again. Yeah, that's what it seems like, Rich. There's too many altcoins and not enough retail to buy them up. That's why I'm not sure if any of these altcoins are going to be able to get back to their previous all-time highs again. Some of them might just get like halfway to that point. Like I think maybe AVAX can get up to like 70 bucks instead of 140, and you should still be happy, especially if you're buying Avalanche for 22 bucks right now. But I don't know if it can get up to 140 bucks again. And then you have to take into account there's a little bit of token inflation too. Like the amount of coins that are out right now compared to last year or even 4 years ago during 2021, during the all-time highs for these coins. It's going to be really hard to push those coins up unless we get more money pouring into the cryptocurrency space. Alright, Cody Bravo is asking about Keck AI. Alright, we'll take a look at Keck AI. Appreciate the request. Don't forget to hit the like button after I look at your crypto here and analyze it for you. Did I spell that right? Keck AI. What's the ticker symbol for Keck AI? Is it Keck by Virtuals? I have a Keck USDT. I could look it up. It's on Mexi Exchange here. What the hell? What am I supposed to do with this thing here? Look at this crazy ass chart. Can you give me the ticker symbol if you're still in the chat for Keck AI? Because I really don't know which one you want me to look at. And I see Porky's in the chat here. How you doing, Porky? You're at the pool with the kids. Oh wow. Okay. Well, you're like three or 4 hours behind me. Let's see. Was it? It's 8 o'clock right now. Almost 9 o'clock right now. So it should be like 6 o'clock your time, I guess. I know the sun is down over here, but maybe for you still got like a couple more hours of sunlight. But glad to hear that you're enjoying the pool with the kids. I got this crazy request here for Keck. And I think it's Keck by Virtuals. And this is the chart that I'm looking at, and Jesus Christ, what the hell is this all about? This thing started trading on Mexi Exchange May 27th. And had this crazy ass red candle here. But then here we are on Wednesday, May 28th. That went down another 24%, and then down another 48%. Jesus, is this thing bottoming out here? And why do I have moving averages on this thing? Whoa, okay. This thing's been on Mexi Exchange for a while now. Whoa, this thing used to be down here at 0.002 pennies. The hell is this all about? Wow. Alright, so this thing started trading back in November of 2022. Had a dump as soon as it came onto the market here. Been trading sideways at like roughly 0.0008 pennies. I wouldn't really be touching this, to be honest with you. But I mean, what the hell is this? October 23, and then it jumps up in price. It jumps up in price to like here. Well, was this thing delisted? It looks like it was delisted in October of 2023 on Mexi Exchange, and it came back on May of 2025 here. It got relisted. Alright. Okay. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this, but we're just looking at the history of this crazy-ass coin you just requested. But it looks like you are making higher lows. You gotta start making higher highs. You need to get above some of these candles here back here in May before I would start to become bullish on this thing. You can still be in the downtrend for all you know until you start making higher highs here. But this thing is just way out of whack and crazy. Yeah, Rich is I'm sorry, Rich. Porky's on my TikTok right now. He's checking me out on TikTok. Yeah, I don't. This is a crazy coin. This is Keck by Virtuals. It looked like it got delisted and relisted again. Let me take a look at this on CoinMarketCap. See if I can get some more information about it. Keck USD. Keck. All right, Keck Virtual maybe. Yeah, I don't even know how to find this thing on CoinMarket. It's not coming up on CoinMarket. If I have to look it up on Deck Screener, I'm not doing that because that means TikTok is gonna think I'm peddling a scam here, and they're gonna shut down my live stream. But yeah, let's go back here on CoinMarketCap. What is Bitcoin doing? Bitcoin at $109,000. Oh, it's been going down here. Maybe I might be able to buy the dip here. Let's see how my Solana trade's doing. Up 200 bucks, 220 bucks, up 173%. I have a 50x long on Solana. So since I've been live streaming, I lost $20 of unrealized profit on my Solana. Which one do I want to get into? Which one do I want to? I feel like I need to buy some more Ethereum. But I want to make sure I'm getting a good price for Ethereum. I want to do a live trade here with you guys. Gotta buy some Ethereum here. Let's take a look at Ethereum one more time. Ethereum in the bull flag still above the 200-day moving average. Let's see if we get our first. Are we gonna get our first daily close above the 200-day moving average for Ethereum? Because that would send a lot of bots into a frenzy that, hey, Ethereum is back to being bullish again. Let's get into the 1 hour time frame. It's been just up and to the right for Ethereum. Just like a lot of these other cryptos here. It's really hard to buy the dip. Where's the dip? Where's the dip? Somebody invited us to the crypto party and they forgot to bring the dip. Where the hell is the dip? I don't have any dip. How am I supposed to eat if there's no dip? Yeah, it looks like it's Kekis Maximus. Yeah, I don't want to touch that. I'm not gonna look that up. Eleni, yeah. Yeah, Rich says, what a scam. Alright, so we're looking at Ethereum. Ethereum hasn't been able to give me a dip to buy yet. It's above the 1 hour, the 200 moving average on the 1 hour time frame here. Let's see what it looks like on the 15 minute. 15 minute. Okay, maybe I could try buying some Ethereum if it gets to this 21 EMA. If it just trades sideways for a little bit, maybe. Jeez. Maybe check out the 5 minute time frame. What's the 5 minute time? 5 minute time frame. Looks like the 21 EMA has been acting as support every time. I mean, I could try buying some Ethereum right now and just put a stop loss right below the 21 EMA. And, you know, if I had done that earlier, like, I would have not got stopped out. Because look at this. Like, this thing's been above the 21 EMA on the 5 minute time frame this whole time here. It got below it like back here and around 9 o'clock in the morning here. Looks like, yeah, I remember Wall Street gave us a little scare, kind of gave us a little bit of a correction here, but then it got bought back up again. So there hasn't been a dip on Ethereum, but look at this. Oh my god, even as I'm talking to you guys right now, this thing is starting to make a move up. Let's take a look at the 1 minute time frame. 1 minute time frame. This thing looks like it never got below the 50-day, the 50 moving average here. So I could just game plan and put a stop loss below the 50 moving average, do a high leverage long on Ethereum, and yeah, I mean I could try this. I could try to do this on Mexi maybe. Let's see this 50 moving average on the 1 minute is at 26.94. So I'm thinking like maybe 26.90 as my stop loss. And then let's see, 5 minute time frame at 21 EMA is also at 26.96. So I think 26.90 for a stop loss would be good. And I'm gonna get into it. I'm gonna do something really crazy here, you know, maybe 100x leverage on a $20 bet here for Ethereum. Let's do it. See, this thing's trading at 27.09, and we're gonna open up a long. Change my leverage to 100. Now we're cooking, right? And I'll just do a market buy, and I'm gonna do 20 Ethereums. I mean $20 worth of Ethereum with 100x ends up being what, $2,000, almost like one Ethereum. So you can see I'm buying about $1,900 worth of Ethereum right now. Yeah, I just gotta double check my numbers here. And I open it up. So margin I'm using is about roughly 20 bucks. I'll be entering at 27.06. Liquidation is at 26.81, but I'm gonna put the stop loss at 26.90. Do it! Let's do it! Was I able to catch a dip? Did it dip down a little bit? Oh yeah, it did dip down a little bit there. Okay. So now I got my Ethereum long in there. I should probably put the take profit and the stop loss in now. All right. I'm used to doing this on my phone here from Mexi. I gotta remember where I gotta put this stop loss. All right, let's see. Oh, there we go. There we go. I want right here. Okay. Nope, 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 nope. I thought that was my stop loss. I don't want the margin. There we go. Here's my take profit stop loss. All right, there we go. All right. All right. So first things first, we put the stop loss in 26.90. What the hell? This ain't as too close to 26.81. If I put the stop loss at 26.95, I'll only lose 7 bucks here. No, I think I want it at 26.90. Yeah, 26.90. And I think I could take this to 2,800 bucks. Let's see what we get. I'll make $68 on this $20 bet here. If Ethereum gets up to like 2,800 bucks. Put that in, and I'll have a P&L rate of about 349%. That's pretty nice. So there you go. I got my take profit at $2,800 for Ethereum, and 26.90 is my stop loss. I'm curious if this is gonna stay this way, right? I won't be surprised if I lose this trade, because we're only about $20 away from getting stopped out. But if this thing ends up playing out correctly, then, you know, I should be able to make roughly 68 bucks here. Almost 70 bucks. Just using $20. Alright, Rich is saying that you missed the Ethereum breakout and backtest because it never happened. Yeah, it never happened. There's been no dip. Still sitting pretty on my Solana long here. Up 220 bucks. And man, I could even go into my other exchange here and buy some Ethereum leverage longs here. Let's try Coinbase exchange here. Now I'm not able to do as much leverage on Coinbase as I can with Mexi, so that's the downside to this thing here. Looks like we had a little bit of a dip. I think I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna buy a little bit of Ethereum, right? About 10 contracts here. Oh wait, this is Bitcoin. Nope, I want Ethereum. My bad. Make sure you're on the right asset, right? I'll buy 10 contracts of Ethereum. It's going to cost me $757 of margin. I can only do 3.6x leverage on this during the daytime. Between 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. here, I can do 5x leverage, but because we're in the nighttime hours, they only give me 3.6x leverage. The fee to get in, the funding fee is $1.50 for 10 contracts. And you know, I'll just do a market buy so this thing can just go in right away. I don't want to screw around. Alright, I just market bought 10 contracts of Ethereum futures on the CME exchange here. Let's see, what were they able to get me in for a price here? Looking at the orders. They got me in for $27.17 on the price here. We just bought 10 contracts of Ethereum for about $1.50. Now that I'm in, we got to put in that stop loss, right? Back to Ethereum. Yeah, we need stop. I mean, guys, there's been no dips. Where can I put the stop loss at? Let me zoom in here. Let's see. This was some crazy ass action here. This is what scares me sometimes with trading on Coinbase Exchange. You get these candle wicks here. You got a lot of volume, not that much liquidity, and you can get stopped out real quick. I feel bad for anybody that put their stop losses over here, but now this seems like this happened what, back at 5 o'clock this afternoon. I could probably put the stop loss at 26.13, but I'll end up losing probably about $80 on that. I don't know if I want to do that. I'm thinking like maybe right here. Put me below the moving average here, and below some of this. Yeah, I'm thinking like 26.60 for my stop loss on Ethereum, using 3x leverage here. So we'll go ahead and we'll put the sell short side in there. We're going to do a bracket order. And we're only doing 10 contracts. And we're going to, so my P&L is going to be a little bit off because I already have some Ethereum contracts. So this thing's going to think I'm trying to sell the old ones that I bought earlier today. But yeah, remember we said we want 26.60. So it says like I'm only gonna make $21. And then we'll put the let's see if we can push it up to 28.50. So I'll make like $200 profit if we can get up to like 28.50 here on Ethereum. And why did I choose 28.50? Well, let's see. I know that the Ethereum CME futures, they trade at a premium to what's being priced on the regular price for Ethereum. Right now, Ethereum on Coinbase is trading at 27.03. But the Ethereum futures are trading at 27.16. So there's like a $13 premium right now. Right? Yeah, about $13 premium. So, if I go back to look at the charts for Ethereum here, go into the daily time frame, we have seen Ethereum get as high as a 27.89. Okay, I think Ethereum could probably go a little bit higher than that if it continues being bullish. I think we could probably see Ethereum, yeah, about maybe 28.50 here, where we got a little bit of candlewick close here back in February of 2025 here. I mean, I even want to push it up to $3,000, but I still think 28. And you know, maybe I'll bring it down to like 28. I mean, yeah, we have been up to as high as like $2,800 here. Like these candlewicks here are saying like 28.49, 28.46, 28.55. I think 28.50 is a good number, because anybody who bought Ethereum back here in February, when they see Ethereum get up to 28.50, they can sell and they'll just break even. And me, I'll be selling, but I'll be in profit. So I think I'm going to make that my number. 28.50 on the take profit. Okay. And I can always close the trade earlier than that. If Ethereum gets up like 27.50 or 2,800 bucks, I could always just sell it there, and I don't have to wait till 28.50. So we'll go ahead and click that sell button now. Now if I look at my portfolio, I have 20 contracts of Ethereum. I got 10 from earlier today, and I bought another 10 just now in front of you guys. It says my estimated liquidation price is $12.50. So I still have enough cash to stay in the trade if I want to. But I put my stop loss, you know, roughly about, where do we put the stop loss? I almost forgot where we put the stop loss at. 26.60. So we would have to come down like another 50 bucks on Ethereum before I get stopped out. And then here's my previous trade that I was in with Ethereum. I had my stop loss at 25.20 only because I bought Ethereum at 25.59. I bought that, what, this morning? At 11.28 in the morning is when I bought some Ethereum. So I'm doing pretty good on that trade already. Yeah. All right. Let's see. John 316 is bullish. I think you have a good right to be bullish. We'll see what happens with the China trade deal tomorrow. But I think it's okay to be bullish right now. At least for tonight. I see Victoria Duke is in the chat. Nice to see you. Don't forget the like button if you haven't already. We're just doing some day trading, some live trading here on Coinbase and Mexi exchange. Let's take a look at my Mexi trade here. Yeah, my Ethereum, I just recently got into the Ethereum trade here on Mexi, and this one is now down a little bit, down about $1.49. My Solana trade is still holding strong, up 200 bucks on that Solana trade. I got into that earlier today when Solana was trading at about 155 bucks. It's a nice little 50x long there on Solana. Guys, you have any other cryptocurrencies you want me to take a look at? Or do you want me to just stick to the live trading here? I was gonna stay in here, stay on the live until 10 o'clock tonight. Let's see. Rich is saying you feel like Ethereum will try to take out the recent 718.70 high and then consolidate. Are you talking about 27.87? Is that a typo? Rich, I think you need to add another $1,000 to that target of yours. A few months ago, I would have been like, yeah, 70.87 sounds about right. We got a request here for Brett by Neymar. Okay. And then Ganja Baby, am logging until 1800. What do you think? 1800 on what exactly are we talking about? Did I miss a previous chat here? All right, yeah, let's take a look at Brett. Are you saying you've been long on Ethereum since 1800 bucks? All right, let's look at Brett. Brett USD. Do I want to look it on Coinbase? Let me see. Try it on Binance. Yeah, I got more data. Alright, so we're looking at Brett right now. Currently trading at just under 6 pennies right now. Looking at the moving averages, I already see some resistance that Brett has to go through. 200-day moving average is going to probably be your first take profit target at like roughly 8 pennies here. But that's probably like a long-term take profit. You might actually want to take a first take profit here at this level at 0.067 pennies here, because you got some sideways trading action. You got some tops here at like 6.5 pennies. So I would excuse me. I wouldn't be surprised if you get some resistance here at 6.5 pennies for Brett. Let's take a look at what the Fibonacci has to say about that. From this level down to this level. Yeah, you got a 618 at 6.5 pennies. So I think 6.5 pennies for Brett is going to be your first take profit target. And then your second take profit target is going to probably be the 786, which is where the 200-day moving average is going to give you some resistance as well. So you got some confluence between the 200-day moving average and the 0.786 level at 7.077 pennies. It's going to be your next resistance level. But yeah, basically 6.5 pennies and 7.5 pennies is going to be your take profit on Brett. Now, if Brett can continue going to higher prices and you want to stay in the trade a little bit longer than that, then you could push this thing up to the 1618, where we could see a 13-cent Brett. And if it does that, you should be taking some profit, because you'll basically be doubling your money on Brett. And I'll probably put a stop loss right below the 50-day moving average, maybe even below the candle wick here on Thursday, where we got as low as like 0.043 pennies. Maybe put your stop loss at 4 pennies. You're risking about 33%, but you're risking 33% to hopefully get yourself 100% gainer on this coin here. Let me see. Let me just measure that out with the long position here. So if we go from here, right, up to 13 pennies, and then stop loss at 4 pennies, you got yourself a risk reward ratio of 3.82. So anything higher than 3 is considered a good trade to be in. This thing's almost at a 4 for a risk reward ratio, so even better. You're going to be risking about 32% to try and get 124%. So that's how I would game plan your Brett trade there if you're going to be long in it. You're asking me if it's still good to buy at this point for Brett. Well, I can't give you financial advice, but what I can tell you is that it looks like it's trying to make a case to go to higher prices here. Let's go ahead and turn on the oscillators here, see what the oscillators have to say about it. RSI is at 51, so it's neither overbought nor oversold. It's in neutral territory, so it has room to go to higher prices if it wants to. MACD is showing that selling pressure is dying down, and you're starting to get a green candle here, so you get almost like a MACD flip. So it looks like it wants to go to higher prices. Stochastic RSI is a little bit high, but we know stochastic RSI, when it does get high, it can stay high, especially if you're in a bull trend. So that's nothing to be worried about. Would be better if it was low stochastics, but you get what you get. And then here on the market cipher B, we do have a green dot that showed up on Saturday, saying that you should have been buying Brett on Saturday. So I think you have the green light to buy some Brett right now, because market cipher B says that you should. Okay. Now the thing about these green dot, red dots is that you get, when you get a green dot, the next dot's going to be a red dot. Right? Green dot, red dot, green dot, red dot, green dot. You could get a red dot tomorrow or later on tonight. Or you could get a red dot later on this week or next week. You don't know when that red dot's going to show up, but when it does show up on market cipher B, you should probably sell something. Not sell everything, but you sell something that's to book in your profits. Make sure you're paying yourself out here. Okay? Especially if you're day trading it, you should be When you see that red dot show up on the daily time frame, that probably means you should be selling and then considering going into a short if you're day trading it. Yes, sir. Rich said you just re-entered Pepe. Yeah, you know, it just seems like you can't really get a dip. There's no dips, so you just have to go back in, you know, after some sideways consolidation. I think sideways consolidation is the only opportunity that you get to actually buy low when we have a pretty decent rally going on right now. Let's see. I got some 6 people on my YouTube live stream, and I got 6 people on my TikTok stream. Okay, you guys are matching. All right, Jesus is saying Bitcoin 121K. Then you're gonna short it at 121. Okay, that's interesting. Let's take a look at Bitcoin right now. See what it's doing. Bitcoin. It was at $110,000 when I started this live stream here. It's just below it, 38 bucks. But I do have a Fibonacci analysis that says that Bitcoin could get up to like $131,000 here. So 120 might not be bullish enough. Rich, you said you caught a tiny dip on your Pepe trade. That's cool. That's cool. Ethereum looks like Ethereum kind of it dipped down, but it bounced back up. Let's look at my Ethereum because I'm actually in a good amount. I'm in like 2 different Ethereum trades on 2 different exchanges here. But let's look at the 5-minute time frame here. Yep. 5-minute time frame here for Ethereum is showing that we're still above that 21 EMA. If we lose this 21 EMA, then I would start to be a little bit concerned here about my Ethereum trade. But we just had a green dot on the 5-minute time frame saying that you should have bought Ethereum right now. You want to take a look at XRP? Yeah, we can take a look at XRP. Sure, definitely. Can you kind of hear it in my voice? I'm a little bit bored. When you guys don't have any requests or anything to talk about, then yeah, it's hard for me to keep the stream going if you guys aren't actually giving me a request here. Then I have to talk about what I want to talk about, which is, you know, it's okay. I can talk about whatever I want to talk. But Mara wants to look at Bitcoin. Yeah, we just looked at Bitcoin. Bitcoin, like I say, it could probably get to like $131,000. Downside target is we could go down to $100,000 on Bitcoin if we get some bad news this week. But I'm curious about Ethereum right now only because I'm in an Ethereum trade. Looks like we're trading at 27.13 on Coinbase, but here on Mexi we're at like 27.10. And on my Ethereum trade on Mexi, I'm up just a modest $4 here on my 100x long. I only used 20 bucks on that trade. But my Solana long, it's doing pretty good right now. It's up 214 bucks right now. So this is how I'm actually getting paid. This was just for shits and giggles on Ethereum. But I also put in a pretty good order, good size order on Coinbase here. Looking at Ethereum on Coinbase. These are the Ethereum futures. This is trading at 27.26, and I think I bought it at 27.17. So I'm still up on that trade here. It's kind of hard to lose right now. The longs are just, the bulls are just kicking the bears' butt right now. And there's been no dips. There's no selling. Nobody's coming in and selling. But I'm up about 175 bucks on my Ethereum trade for Coinbase here. All right, let's take a look at XRP. Clear that out for now. XRP currently trading at $2.31. I'm on the 5-minute time frame here for XRP. Let's go into the daily time frame. So what we have going here for XRP is the 200-day moving average is still kindly above us. $2.35 to reclaim the 200-day moving average. And we want to reclaim that and use that as support, not resistance. But usually when XRP gets below the 200-day, it actually gets right above it real quick. Like we saw that back here in April. It dipped down and came right back above. For some reason, we kind of like dragged ass here on XRP the last couple of weeks here, staying below the 200-day moving average. But wow, I mean, look at the moving averages. These moving averages are really tight right now. You got like the 200 at $2.35, the 100 at $2.40, the 50 at $2.24. They're so close to each other. When you get these moving averages really close to each other, it means an explosive move usually to the upside is going to become, especially if you're already in a bull trend. Look what happened last time its moving averages were so close to each other. It was right back here in November. Okay? When we had that explosive move to the upside, right? Look at that. Like we had all these moving averages right next to each other. And then boom, we shot up on XRP. You know, when XRP was trading at like 50 cents. Yeah. I think we might get an explosive move to the upside on XRP here. Okay. With the moving averages being this close. Now, it might not happen now. It might not happen this week. It might not happen... Well, I'm assuming it's probably going to happen sometime later on this month. But it might not happen until the beginning of next month. But with the moving averages being this close, it means we're coiling up for explosive price action to the upside. And if we do, let me just turn the VRVP. The VRVP is showing that if we can get past $2.40, then there should be some resistance at $2.60. But after $2.60, the volume drops off on the VRVP. And you don't get any resistance until you get to like a little bit above $3 when you're at like $3.11 here. It's saying that XRP could get up to $3.11 before somebody starts clicking the sell button on XRP. But I do have some previous analysis here that says that, you know, after XRP made this explosive move back in November to the highs here in January, where we saw a $3.40 XRP, it's saying that the 1618 says we could see a $5 XRP. And I have some XRP myself. I think XRP could double and get up to like $5. The monitor behind me, it's freaking you out. That's actually that's actually my my YouTube channel. That's how I double check to make sure that things are actually pretty good there. So I'm actually watching my live stream on my TV right now. That's my TV behind me, Rich. I'm watching YouTube on my TV, and if you see anything going on there, that's me actually going through the charts, and it's displaying on my TV right now. You said that was freaking you out? That's funny. Yeah, I'm wondering if I don't know if Porky's still in the chat. Porky, if you're still in the chat, give us a 1. Say something in the chat. We were looking at XRP for Porky because we know Porky loves XRP so much, and not only does Porky love XRP, but he loves the XRP army even more than he loves XRP. Like, that's his favorite group of people in the whole world. I know that for sure. All right, let's look at the oscillators here for XRP. RSI at 54, so we're neither overbought nor oversold. MACD, Ooh, we're done with the selling here on XRP, and it looks like we're getting some green candles showing up on the MACD. So buyers are stepping up to the plate here. And stochastic RSI is a little bit high. Okay. But you have a green dot here that came up here on Monday. Today, you know, we had a green dot on MicroCypher B saying you should be buying XRP right now. But the problem with these green dots is that you can immediately get a red dot right after. Like, look at this. We had a green dot here on Tuesday, last Tuesday. And then the red dot came up on Thursday, last Thursday. So hopefully we get a green dot and the red dot doesn't show up until like maybe a week or two later on the daily time frame here for XRP. Preach it. Curran wants me to look at GameStop. Okay, we can look at GameStop. That's like the first request for stocks here. And then Neymar wants me to look at Bitcoin dominance. All right, we'll look at Bitcoin dominance after. I kind of want to look at GameStop myself, and then now I got a request for Trump coins. So let me go ahead and write this down so I don't forget. So we're gonna look at we'll look at GameStop first, and then we'll look at Bitcoin dominance. And then we'll look at the Trump coin. Sure. Appreciate the request. Don't forget to hit the like button, especially if I'm going over your favorite asset here. The least you could do is show your appreciation by hitting that like button. Alright. GameStop. Let's look at GameStop. GME. So GameStop's currently trading at $30.34, up 2.57% today. Let me get rid of this Fibonacci analysis for now. I'm just familiarizing myself with GameStop, seeing where it has been and where it could possibly go. All right. I see a little bit of resistance at 31 bucks here, possibly. You're not that far away from that. What happened here? Oh, was this the news about GameStop buying some Bitcoin? Or they just bought Bitcoin? I think that sent the stock up here, back here in late May, especially after Bitcoin made all-time highs. But look at that, you went right back down, came right back to the 21 EMA. This 21 EMA should act as support for now until you lose it. 21 EMA is currently at $29.70, so if you can get GameStop a little bit cheaper, below 30 bucks, I would try to get some GameStop. But you are in an uptrend, and you are making higher lows here and higher highs, obviously, especially with this high right here. So GameStop is in an uptrend. You can be bullish. And if we continue being bullish, let's look at the Fibonacci analysis on this. Looks like you got to get past, well, you're actually at the 618 right now at $30.30, but you got to get past $32.65. That's probably going to be a resistance level for some reason here. Not sure why, but it's just saying that the 0.786 could act as resistance at $32.65. And I measured from the high here at $35.81. But if you continue to be bullish and you get past 32 and then get past 35, then the 1618 is saying that GameStop could get up to like $45 before people start pushing that sell button. And that makes sense because you'll be up about 50% if GameStop can get up to like 45 bucks here. And has GameStop been at 45 bucks? Looks like back here in 2024, we have some candlewick highs here at like 47 bucks and 48 bucks. So yeah, I think anybody that bought here and is still in their GameStop trade, they're gonna start selling when GameStop gets up to like 45, 48 bucks because they'll just be breaking even on making the stupid move of buying this big giant green candle on GameStop. So that's my analysis there on GameStop. I think it's steady as she goes here. I mean, if you lose the 2020 in May, you'll get support probably at the 50-day and the 100-day at 27 bucks and 26 bucks. People might think that's a, you know, a cheaper valuation to get into GameStop here. And that puts you at the 0.32 retracement as well. So you got some confluence there. That's if it loses. You know, I think, you know, if Bitcoin's going to go to all-time highs again, GameStop's going to benefit because they actually did buy some Bitcoin, I believe, last month or a couple of months ago. Chris, you like the music? Thank you, appreciate it. All right, actually you put in a bunch of chats here. Chris is saying you meant to catch this stream earlier. How much longer am I going to go today? I'll probably be going till like the next 20 minutes. So if you got a coin you want me to look at, I can look at one of your coins or stocks if you have one. And I see Jake is in the chat as well. Guys, don't forget to hit the like button. Let's see if we can get the likes to match the amount of people that are in here. Actually, we're actually doing pretty good on likes. But if you haven't hit the like button, please hit that like button. Lets YouTube and TikTok know that I actually have a good stream here. Alright, we'll take a look at the Bitcoin dominance. You know, everybody always asks me about Bitcoin dominance, but no one ever asks me about Bitcoin's submissiveness. Like, how come nobody wants to know how submissive Bitcoin might be? Why does Bitcoin always have to be dominant? Alright. That's my little dad joke for today. Bitcoin dominance is currently at 64.47%. For those who don't know what Bitcoin dominance means, this is how much market cap Bitcoin has out of the entire market capitalization for crypto. I believe there's like, oh, I can double check the numbers right here. All right, so the amount of money in crypto is about 3.44 trillion, if you can see that number right there. And Bitcoin has about like 64% of that market cap. So yeah, Bitcoin has $2.1 trillion in it. And that's about 64% of all the money in crypto right now. Hopefully that answers the questions for the people who are new to Bitcoin and don't know what Bitcoin dominance is. So Bitcoin dominance right now at 64.46%. We want to hopefully see this become a lower high, because if this ends up being a lower high and we start going down on Bitcoin dominance, then that means more money is probably going into the altcoins, and then we can finally have an altcoin season. Like, I know everybody keeps asking me about altcoin season, and this was the beginnings of an altcoin season, right? Back here in early May. You guys might have seen your altcoins do pretty well in May. And that's because Bitcoin dominance dropped like a rock here down to the 50-day moving average, this green line right here. We want to see that Bitcoin dominance drop again down to the green line. We actually want to see it go further than that. We want to see market cap Bitcoin dominance. We want to see Bitcoin dominance go down to the red line here. The red line is currently sitting at 61 for Bitcoin dominance. And you actually want to see it go below the red line. Would be even better for your altcoins, because when we went below the red line, that happened here in like November of 2024. That felt like an altcoin season, right? You guys remember what it felt like back in November and December of 2024? Your altcoins are doing pretty well. You want your Bitcoin dominance to go below that red line, that 200-day moving average. But when it does, that should be a signal that you should be selling your altcoins. Okay? Because look, we didn't really stay below that red line for too long here before we shot back up again towards the end of December. And then of course, you know, going into February here, Bitcoin took over on the dominance. And we've been going up ever since on Bitcoin dominance. But yeah, we want to see dominance go down, not up. it can still go up, but if it's going up, it's got to be because Bitcoin is making new all-time highs. If dominance is going up because Bitcoin's going down and the altcoins are going down even faster than Bitcoin, then that's not going to be pretty for the altcoins. Alright, you want me to look at the last bull run for the altcoin season? Let's take a look at that. So, we have to go back to like 2021 here. Let's look at this. Jeez, yeah, look at that. Alright, so here we are. We'll look at like maybe like I think around like October of 2020. October 2020 is when like I think Bitcoin was trading at like $15,000, and then it went to like $30,000 in like December of 2020. But like when Bitcoin was able to do that, like the dominance here was creeping up. It got above the 200-day moving average, came below, revisited the 200 moving average, that red line, in November of 2020, and then as the price of Bitcoin went up, so did dominance, right? And then dominance peaked out here in January of 2021 at like 73%, and then you guys had your altcoin season going into like February and March and April. And look at this, like this is like February, March, and April. The dominance is below the 200-day moving average. You want to see that dominance stay below that red line there. And then look at this, dominance just kept creeping up going into April, when we saw like Ethereum go up to like $4,400, I believe, at that time. And then, you know, then Bitcoin dropped down in price, and so did Ethereum going into like May and June and summer, and Bitcoin dominance went up again. Then we came down here in September of 2021. And then Bitcoin dominance went up one last time here in October of 2021. Got above the 200-day moving average, when we saw like Bitcoin at like 60 grand again. And then it came down below the 200-day moving average. And then here in like November, December, I think Bitcoin peaked out in November 2021. Altcoins were still having their party though, because Bitcoin dominance was still going down going into like December and January of, you know, December of 2021 and January of 2022. And then Bitcoin dominance started creeping up in like February because the altcoins were losing money, and Bitcoin just took over from there. But you really want to see us get below that 200-day moving average. If we're not getting below the 200-day moving average, if we don't go below that red line on the Bitcoin dominance here, then you're not going to get your altcoin season. Like everybody's like, oh, it's my altcoin season. We never get altcoin season. Altcoin season is going to be starting next week. And it's like, no, altcoin season doesn't start until we go below the 200-day moving average on the market cap, the Bitcoin market cap dominance here. So that's when your altcoin season starts. We almost had one. We almost had one in December of last year. But that was like a sneak peek preview. That wasn't really the altcoin season that we're looking for. We're looking for altcoin season when market cap dominance goes below that 20-day moving average. Yeah, I don't remember the exact numbers, but you're probably right, Rich. I remember Bitcoin, like I think it hit like $19,000 the previous cycle all-time high. It did that in like I think in like December of 2020, and then after it went past that level, it like almost hit $30,000 by New Year's of 2020, going into like 2021. I remember that. I see Jeff is in the chat here, hitting that like button. Appreciate that. We'll take a look at Trump coin now. Let's see, Trump USD. Trump coin. Currently trading at $10.81 right now. And we obviously bottomed out here back in April for like most of the assets. And we just want to start seeing higher lows and higher highs here. Could this be the higher low that we're looking for at like $9.37 last Thursday? You want to start making higher highs though. The high that we got to get above is this one here in May of 2020, May 22nd here at like $15.93. And also we want to get above this one here at 16.43 back in April 26. So we need to start seeing some higher highs here for us to get more bullish here on Trump coin. But if we are able to get to those levels there, then we do have a 1618 that says Trump coin can get up to like $22 before people start hitting the sell button. And that makes sense because you'll basically be doubling your money from where you are right now. Now let me go ahead and turn the VRVP, see what the VRVP has to say. So the VRVP is saying that the point of control, this blue line, is at $12.85. That's probably going to be your first area of resistance. Let's see, that goes right through. It's like kind of cutting right through the 0.5 retracement. No, that's actually the 0.618 retracement. Okay. Yeah, the 0.618. You see how like the POC is confluent with the 0.618 at $12.98? That's probably going to be your first take profit target on Trump coin if you're day trading it. But then once you get past $12.98, once you get past $13, the VRVP volume drops off, and you get a little bit of a high volume node here, kind of sort of at like 14.45. But the real level that you're looking for is probably the 786 retracement at 14.54, and then you get the value of your high here at like roughly 15 bucks. So yeah, once you get past 13 bucks, I think 15 bucks is going to be the next take profit for Trump coin. And then you'll just have to see if you get above that $16 high water mark here in April before you try to make an attempt here at 22 bucks here. Chris, you like the music? Yeah, I mean, I'm just getting it off of, this is copyright-free music. I'm just getting it off of a YouTube video here. You could probably look this up here yourself. Nexus, dark and goth synthwave music. It's a YouTube song that I'm listening to right now. Pretty cool graphics. You got like 6 hours of music here. So if you're interested, that's where you can find this music. Alright, so that's Trump coin in a nutshell for the most part. Downside target, you could revisit the 0.236 level here at $9.43. I think we came down to that level. Yeah, we came down to that level last week, actually. Yeah, you do not want to revisit that low, because that means this whole move gets invalidated and there's probably something wrong with Trump coin at that point. You're hoping that your shorts play out? You're in a few right now? Oh man. I tried shorting this weekend and I kept losing my shorts, or I would get break even. Like, I didn't lose money on my shorts, thank God, but it was hard to make money shorting crypto this weekend. Because Bitcoin and crypto just kept wanting to go up. You asked me about ZBEC. I don't know much about ZBEC. Let me look this thing up on CoinMarketCap. I've looked at the charts for ZBEC, but you're asking me what are my thoughts on it? What do I foresee happening with ZBEC? Let's see, ZBEC network. Oh, this thing is migrating? Okay. To a new what's going on here? No, I don't know if I want to do that. No. Alright. I just want to learn more about ZBEC because I keep getting requests for it, but I don't really know much about it, to be honest. So it says ZBEC is a decentralized infrastructure network for real-world values. Founded in 2021, ZBEC has attracted $35 million in investments by Circle, Coinbase, Solana, Okay. From its origins, its continuous settlement protocol, ZBEC has consolidated multiple protocols and integrated portfolio on a blockchain-enabled RWA payment, payroll, and retail products. So they're trying to be like a payroll and retail product payment network, I guess. I guess there's some money in that. I mean, as long as they're making money, they'll be around. That's my opinion on that. Let's see. Market cap $338 million. Fully diluted value $427 million. So there's probably still some token unlocks for ZBEC. So you got to be on the lookout for that. Token unlocks right here is saying that allocation is unlock progress, and let's see, unlocked. So there's still about like 14% of ZBEC that needs to be unlocked. Actually, it was like 20%. What is this? Untracked. So I don't even know what that's about. Untracked. So they're not even to track the amount of unlocks. That's a little sketchy in my opinion. But anyways, they're still dumping ZBEC tokens onto the market here. So that's what you have to contend against here. Until that unlock gets, probably it's like 80, 89 or 90% here, I'd be a little bit wary of buying ZBEC until they're done unlocking their tokens. But this thing was trading like back in like September of 2024. This thing was at 0.001 pennies. And now you're at 0.004 pennies, so you quadrupled in value from where you are right now. I mean, from where you were before, back in 2024. Okay. And then let me just look at this thing here on TradingView. Let me get rid of the VRVP for now. Let's see what the oscillators are saying about it. RSI is at 50. MACD is still getting red candles here. You want to see a light pink candle show up, because when you see a light pink candle show up, that probably means you're done with the selling pressure and you can start going up to higher prices again. But ZBEC is just currently in a downtrend and a downdraft right now, in my opinion here. And it might still have to go a little bit lower. Could it come down to the candle body closes here at just under 0.004 pennies? Possibly. I would be eyeballing that area, see if I can get some buy limit orders filled in at that area. Let's do the Fibonacci analysis, see what the retracement might do. So you have a 0.382 that says you could come down to 0.037 pennies here. So I would just mark this on your chart here, this level. This thing could come down to that level, or it could come down to the 0.236 level at 0.0028 pennies. So I would probably look to see if I get some buy limit orders filled in at this area, because I think ZBEC is still in a downtrend right now. But we'll see how it does. You know, if Bitcoin is making new all-time highs later on this week, maybe ZBEC starts catching a bid. All right, let's see. What is Jeff saying? So with tokens dropping, you believe it will drop quite a bit. And all right. Thanks for sharing the live, Jeff. Let's see you at 0.01 pennies. All right, 0.03, 0.035. Alright. And then let's see, plus people are staking as well. Buy the dips. Yep, alright. So guys, I'm gonna probably finish up this live stream. I'm gonna probably take a look at Bitcoin and Ethereum, because I'm in an Ethereum trade right now. And then we'll close up the live stream from there. Alright, so let's take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin currently trading at 109,743, 730 right now. So, what's going on with Bitcoin right now? Let's look at the 5-minute chart. I think you could continue still being bullish on Bitcoin as long as it doesn't lose the 50 moving average on the 5-minute time frame here. Let's take a look at the 1-minute time frame. Ooh, interesting. Okay, so Bitcoin lost the 200 moving average on the 1-minute time frame here. It looks like around like 8 o'clock, about a couple hours ago. So that's okay, because as long as Bitcoin goes sideways instead of going downwards, then altcoins can start catching some bids here. But I would be, worried about going down and getting a bigger correction here if Bitcoin's loses its 200 moving average on the 5-minute time frame. That's currently at 108,537. That's about $1,000 less from where we are right now. So if we lose those levels, then especially like right over here, we caught some bids here like around like 5 o'clock this afternoon. If we lose all of this progress that we made, then yeah, I think we might have to come down here on Bitcoin. And then 50-minute time frame. 50-minute time frame looks good so far, but 21 EMA, we're losing the 21 EMA. So yeah, we're coming down, or at least going sideways here on Bitcoin. All right, let's look at Ethereum. See how Ethereum is doing, because I am in some Ethereum trade. Ethereum is at 2704 right now, and the 21 EMA needs to catch up to Ethereum on the 50-minute time frame. Let's look at the 5-minute time frame. Ooh, looks like we're losing the 21 EMA. I might have to get out of my my Ethereum longs here. And then 1-minute time frame, we're still above the 200 moving average, so that's good to see. But yeah, if we lose 26.92 with the 200 moving averages on the 1-minute time frame, then look out below, because Ethereum could come dropping down to lower prices here. And if it does, I think it could come down to 26.60 before we catch some more bids here. Hey, LNE, you're at work right now and you're listening to me? Oh, I'm glad you appreciate the TA. But looks like Chris, you might be doing well on your shorts here. If we come and get below these 200 moving averages here on the 1-minute time frame, then the next one you want to be looking for is a 5-minute time frame, and you want to be probably looking to see if we come down to this 50 moving average on the 5-minute time frame here. But yeah, if you lose that 200 moving average, then that's gonna cause the bots and some professional traders that are watching this all around the world, they're gonna start clicking the sell button and putting in some shorts themselves. So we'll see. Guys, that's gonna be it for this live stream. I appreciate you guys coming out to the Meet Damien channel. I'm going to be busy tomorrow afternoon. I usually go live during the afternoons. If you do see me, it might be around 6 o'clock tomorrow. But actually, no, I'm going to put a hold on that. I think I'm going to do the live. I'm going to do the live stream on Wednesday. Okay, Wednesday afternoon, and anywhere between like 12 to 6 p.m. is when you can find me. Tomorrow, I'm going to work on doing some shorts and some TikTok videos for particular coins here. And yeah, I think that's going to be it for today. I'll see you guys on the next live stream. Take care, guys, and I'm glad you guys enjoyed the music. I'll go ahead and turn it up for you guys as well on the way out here. Take care, guys.